Hello everyone, welcome to Graphic Designers Workshop. Let us see how to design a wedding album in Photoshop. So let us start. Let us create a document of 36 inches width and 12 inches height, and the resolution is 150, and then we'll give the name wedding album and simply create the document. So this is the document and we'll be designing our wedding album inside this document, right? So I have also placed all the required images inside this folder. So these are some of the images. So we'll be now using these images and we will be designing our wedding album. So once we have all the images, and the first thing we are supposed to do is we will create certain shapes. So we'll be placing some of the images inside those shapes. So to create the shapes, we will be using a pen tool. So first we'll create a shape here. So make sure that the shape option is active here. I will create one shape that looks like an arrow. Right. And we'll give it some color. Right. So once this shape is created, so the next thing we'll do is we'll give some stroke to it. So we can increase the size of the stroke. Right, and we can also try to adjust the shape properly. Right. So once this is done, we will now get the image of the couple. So we'll just browse to our folder, and here we have the image of our couple. I have downloaded this image from pixabay.com, so you can check that website. There are plenty of images inside that website. So then we will try to scale this. We will keep it somewhat over here. Right. Then the next thing we'll do is we will apply a mask to this. So simply we will just hold Alt and click on this layer. Hold Alt and click on this mask icon at the bottom of this layer. So we have applied a mask. This is hide all mask. It will hide the image. So the next thing we are supposed to do is, so we will use a brush. So I have downloaded a brush which is a paint splash brush. So I have put the link for this brush in the description. So you can download it from brusheasy.com. So just we will browse to the we'll select the brush. Okay, we will select the brush and we will select an interesting brush here. This brush has many different options, many different styles actually. Okay, this one looks nice. And what we'll do is we'll select this mask thumbnail and make sure that the white color is the foreground color, and then simply we can just click here. Just try to click it 2 times or 3 times like this. Right. Now what we'll do is we will just double click, and then we will apply an inner shadow for this mask layer. So simply apply an inner shadow, right? And we can actually put these values here, size 32, and we can put the pure black color for the blend mode, for the shadow actually, right? And the rest of the options are all same, just we can adjust the shadow size actually, right? So the next thing we'll do is, so we can actually paint a little bit over here, right? So we can just reduce the size of the brush, okay, right? So once this is done, so we can actually reduce the opacity for this shape slightly, okay, 50 is okay, right? So now the next thing what we are going to do is, we'll be creating some more shapes on the right side. So now the next thing we'll do is, we'll create some more shapes using a polygon tool. So simply select the polygon tool and we will create 3 shapes on the right side. Inside these shapes we'll put some other images. So just we'll create one shape. This is a polygon actually, and it is appearing like a star. So what we'll do is, we will open the properties panel. So in case the properties panel is not open, simply go to Windows and select properties. So in the properties panel, just scroll to the bottom, and here we have something, the size actually it is 47%. Let's keep it 100%, right? And also we want 6 sides here, right? So we want the shape to look like this, and also we will make it a little bit flat, something like this, right? So this is the shape we want, right? So then we will create duplicates of this shape, and what we'll do is, we will just rename the layer top image, so that there won't be any confusion for us when we are putting the images inside these shapes. And then we will just duplicate it. Simply hold Alt and drag, and then we'll create one more image, right? We can just place it at the bottom like this, right? So just adjust it like this, right? And we will also just rename the other images. So this is the middle shape actually, middle shape, and this one is a bottom shape, right? So now we will get the images. So this is the first image, and we will drag the image onto this document, and we will put this image inside the top shape. So what we'll do is, here we have a top image. So what we'll do is, we'll create a clipping mask. So to create a clipping mask, so all you have to do is simply hold Alt and just click in between these 2 layers, so something like this, and let us try to adjust it properly. Right. and then we'll do the same thing again. We will put the other images in other shapes. So we'll get the next one. Simply keep it over here, and we will just hold Alt and make it into a clipping mask, something like this, and we will also scale it down like this. Right. So we can just adjust the images or image, we will just use arrow keys and adjust the image. Right, and finally we will put the last image inside this bottom shape. So we'll just get the last one. So this one is the last. So we'll just drag it here and we'll make it into a clipping mask. Right, and we can adjust it properly. So we can also adjust the shape actually. So we can simply use the direct selection tool and we can slightly adjust the shape so that the images are visible. Right. So once we are done with this, so we can actually fine-tune the images. Here we can simply select the shape, right. So now it looks fine. So the next thing we'll do is we'll get one more image. So we'll get another image. So here the image of a lady is there, so we'll get it. Right. So we will just place it over here. We'll scale it, just make it big. Right. So then what we'll do is we'll keep it exactly over the shape, the bottom shape, the bottommost shape. Right. And then what we'll do is we'll do something interesting here. So we will apply a mask to it. So we'll apply a hide all mask to it, just like this. And then we will use a brush. We will use a soft rounded brush and simply increase the size of it. And then we'll just click it, something like this. Right. And we can also use a blending mode here. So we can use a blending mode, something like a hard light or overlay, or we can also use multiply, but I think we can use hard light, and then we can reduce the opacity a little bit, something like this. Right. Now it looks fine. So we got the basic structure for our wedding album. So we can add some more attractions to our album. That is, so we'll apply a gradient adjustment layer. Simply select the gradient adjustment layer, and then we can give some colors to it. We can select different colors here. We can select light colors here, somewhat lighter colors, and just simple light colors are okay. Light gradient colors. We can also control the opacity here, right? And then what we can do is, so we can just use blending mode here. So we can use some blending mode so that it will give additional attraction to our album. So we can simply select one of the interesting blending modes here. So right, I think multiply is all right. Then we can also do one thing. We can add one more color here. So we can add something like a red or green, so something like this. Yeah, so we can add a light green color. It looks attractive, right? And we can slightly reduce the opacity here, right? So in this way we can add some attraction to our album, right? So the next thing is to finish off our album, we can do some more things. We can add a design. I got these designs from online. So what we'll do is we'll take one of these designs and we'll just keep it over here, and we will try to scale them, so something like this, and we will also flip them vertically. Don't stretch it too much, and we'll just keep it like this, right? So then what we'll do is we will use a multiply so that the white will disappear. So we'll use the multiply blend mode here, right? Now it looks fine. So we can just extend it somewhat, okay, like this, right? And also we can just move it by using the arrow keys, right? And also we can take one more duplicate of it, Control J, and then we'll just move it to the right. Now it looks fine, and we can slightly scale it, scale these designs, right? Now it looks fine, right? Then we'll get the another border design. We'll keep it at the bottom, right? So we can scale it just like the top one. And then again, to remove the white color, so we will use a multiply blend mode, right? And you can try different designs here. So if you don't like this one, you can try another one. What we can do is we'll flip it, actually flip vertical, so that it looks fine like this, right? Now it looks fine, right? And we'll also take one more duplicate of it. Just we'll keep it to the right side, right? It looks better. So to finish off the album, we will take one final layer here. So we'll take a combined layer by hitting Ctrl Alt Shift and E, and then we have to give it for print. So we will convert this one to CM_K color mode. So to convert it into CM_K color mode, we will simply go to image mode and we'll select CM_K color, and we will say don't merge, and we'll just simply click OK, right? So this is the CM_K color mode, and this is the file we have to save. So I'll go to file and save as, and we will save it in our folder, and we will save it as a JPEG file. So we'll say we'll say wedding album final, and we will say save. So that's it. So this is the final output. So this is the final output, and we can give it for print. So I hope you like it. Please do subscribe, like, share, and if you have anything to say, do comment. See you again.